Your first round pick this year, Jamie Arnold. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all? Just any conversations?
Yeah, I spent some time at lunch with Jimmy. I was invited to sit down with David and the group and have lunch today. And met the family and his sister and his brother, and as well as his girlfriend who attends University of Florida, not Florida State, which I found pretty interesting because they're rival schools. But yeah, it was a good time.
Obviously, has a lot of accomplishments coming out of college. Just from what you talked with the scouting department and stuff, what you've heard of him?
Oh, I mean, he definitely, like you said, has a lot of accomplishments. One of the things that I admire about him in listening to the story at lunch, he had a pretty successful sophomore season and had tons of opportunities to take advantage of that sophomore season, as do all college athletes now, and move forward to a different school and take a different opportunity with the money financially, and he chose to stay. It says a lot about his character, which I love, and about the program at Florida State. So I don't know the head coach personally, but I'd say he's doing things really well there, and building an environment of trust and the culture. So, but for Jamie, we're excited to have him. There's going to be a ramp-up period for him. He hasn't thrown the ball in 6 weeks. I mean, I could sit here and talk about him for a while. He was very impressive at lunch, very advanced for a college kid in terms of knowing what he wants to do with baseball and what he does really well with the baseball. And that says a lot about just his makeup and mindset. So another great compliment to him is he went to Arizona with our whole draft class, which I think is great, and knew quite a few of the names that he spent only a week with, which was really impressive.
Mark, what was it like watching Nick Hurts speak the other day? Been in this game for a long time.
Well, I'm glad you brought Nick up because that's another Jamie story that the day we drafted him, obviously Nick was very excited about our draft choice because Nick is dominated by Jamie Arnold. Last year, 6 pitches, 6 strikes. 0 for 2, 2 punch outs in 6 pitches. So, but yeah, no, Nick's week, really impressive again. I don't know how much more he can do to wow us, but I hope there's more. I think he's put himself in a really good position to have an opportunity, stays healthy, to win Rookie of the Year, which is great. I think I don't know anyone else that put numbers up in the month of July like he has, so there's definitely a great opportunity for him to win Player of the Month. He's just stacking up the accolades, but more than that, I mean, for us, he's really become a consistent, just middle of the order bat that goes out and wants to play every day. He's got an old school grinder mentality that I love about him, but just an easy way of leading, and that's really nice to see.
How is his approach so advanced for such a young player with a little big league experience?
I think some of it has to do with his coaching in college at Wake. I think, and probably prior to that, he really knows what he wants to do at the plate. He has an approach that he sticks with. He makes adjustments pitch to pitch, which when you can make adjustments pitch to pitch and you're 22 years old, that's pretty special. The guys that I played with in my career that were able to do that are all Hall of Famers. And not to put Nick in that category yet, but he has a knack to understand what a pitcher is trying to do to him and take that plan up there that he feels he can have success with.
Does he remind you of anyone in particular?
I mean, Jim Tomei is the first kind of slugger, because Nick's kind of a slugger. I talked about that on the road trip. What is a slugger? A slugger is someone that can hit the ball out to all parts of the field, but then take a walk or hit a line drive to left. And Jim Tomei was one of those guys that could do that really, really well.
Mark, 4 straight right now. You guys are about to hit your stride in August. Do you feel like it's
Oh, I like that you're telling me that we're going to hit our stride.
Woo!
Boys, we're going to hit our stride!
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.
Do you feel like you guys could be hitting your stride? I know you guys did that last year, or is it a new team, new type of mentality?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a different group, but there's a lot of similarities to the group. A lot of players that are familiar with the success we had in July and August of last season. I think for us, we went into Houston coming off a tough series in Texas. The Texas team can really pitch. The numbers say that, obviously, but I think we got out of Texas and into Houston. We got the bats going right away on Thursday, and I think that confidence just kind of rolled through that series. The biggest thing is the pitching, and we've been better at that over the last few weeks. Really, the bullpen has kind of come together with Perkins being down there, being a major contributor. So there's a lot of balance to that. We go into this 3-game series here. It's just basically taking one game approach to the way we look at the rest of the season, and not get ahead of ourselves about August, but more just how can we win a game tonight against the division leaders.
You're a former player. This week is always a tough week around the MLB with the deadline. Just what's the message to the group in terms of if you guys are buyers, sellers, or how to approach this week as a mentality?
Well, I mean, where we're at from a win-loss perspective, that doesn't really impact. I mean, in terms of, you can't use the word sellers for us. I mean, we're not chasing something outside of, finishing a season where we feel like we've gotten better. Doesn't mean we can't have an opportunity to win because we're not mathematically eliminated, but we've dug ourselves a pretty deep hole. So we're still looking at building, and any piece that we move, will be a piece that's replaced with something we feel can impact our future. So, for this group, the trade deadline is not controlled by the players. There's no aspect that you can have control over. So, rather than worry about it, let's just focus on what we have control over, which is playing the game tonight.
Outside of this zone that you've seen Nick Kurtz is locked into this past month, in your experience in all your years of baseball, have you ever been around anyone else in a type of zone like this?
I think Barry Bonds was in the zone the whole season. So there's been players that have been locked in like this, yes. I think Nick right now, we joked the other day when we were standing, when he was in the batter's box, and it was Rooker and myself, maybe Lang, that throwing a different baseball up there to him. So he's seeing it that way right now, for sure.
What have you thought of the way Carlos Cortez has come off the bench, last few games? What do you think of the job he's done, especially offensively?
He's played 3 games. I think he started. He's done a nice job. Carlos is a player that has earned this opportunity to be here on the roster to help us, but also to show us, he belongs as part of the future. And I think there's a lot of evaluating left, and a lot for him to go out and play for.
For Max Schumann, he's contributing on all levels at a super utility player should. But what have you seen from him in terms of growth over the last couple of seasons?
Max started last year, so Max's role this year is a little different, but he's done a great job in the role. He continues to come prepared every day. Right now, with our situation, the way the roster lays itself out, he's getting an opportunity to play and start. He's done a nice job in the games that he's started, and we're hopeful that he can continue to do that and continue to help the club.
The contenders in your own division, in your road trip, different results. Now you face Mariners, another contender in your division. And what do you think about the series of that? How the Athletics could compare to division rivals?
Well, Yeah, it's important to play well. We talked about that at the beginning of the year, that playing well in our division was going to be something that we really needed to do. I think the Texas series was a tough series, like I said. They pitched really well. The Houston series was completely opposite, where their starters didn't perform as well as they needed them to, and we took advantage of that. So this club's built. Houston's got a lot of injuries, a lot of guys out of their lineup. And this club's got a lot of their regulars in their lineup. So they pitched really well. They played defense. They played the game. Last series that they were in here, I think we walked them off with a win, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun series to go through right now.
Thank you.